A lot to talk about. We'll get in the GNAC and South Dakota Mines, a team that's going D2 and come 2014. They're going to be a new opponent, so now bringing it to 7 teams in the GNAC. Your thoughts on another team joining the conference?
I think it's fantastic that we're adding any teams, and South Dakota Mines, I'm familiar with them. Their head coach, Stacy Collins, was an assistant for me for 2 years up at Western Washington. Their offensive coordinator, Zach Dinker, played for me up there, and I got to start coaching with me. And then Kenny Ackerman is their offensive line coach, and Ken worked here for us at Humboldt for a couple of years. So there's certainly familiarity from that regard. They were Division II this past year, have made the move. They've been trying to get into the GNAC here for a little over a year now, and I think it's great for us in this conference to be able to add teams and strengthen Division II football here on the West Coast. You know, there was a time not too long ago where it was a concern for everyone, you know, if there would be football at the Division II level in the West. But to add to our conference, you know, last year we added Azusa Pacific. The year before that we added Simon Fraser, and now we get to add South Dakota Mines beginning in 2014. So it's a very positive thing for all of us involved in Division II football in the West for the Great Northwest Athletic Conference, and we're excited to have them. And actually, the schedule that has been set out in 2014 indicates that we'll be the first conference game for South Dakota Mines here at the Redwood Bowl. So something to look forward to.
History in the making. So you do had an opponent with a familiar coaching staff, but having to go to South Dakota, I know you like have another opponent, but another long road trip. Does that matter at all, or is it just, hey, let's get in the bus and let's go?
Yeah, well, hopefully we're not busing to South Dakota. I hope there's a plane flight in there somewhere. But regardless, I actually have looked at the 2014 schedule and 2015, which would be the first year we'd actually make that trip. And I think travel's a little easier because of this. You know, it means that we're only going to either Central Washington or to Simon Fraser, but not both. This schedule this coming year, 2013, we have a 3-week setup where we will be at Dixie State, at Central Washington, and at Simon Fraser on 3 consecutive weekends. So it doesn't get any more difficult than that. So I actually think the way this schedule is now being created, it's going to limit no more than 2 consecutive away games. They are taking distance of travel into account. I actually think it'll be a little bit easier travel on us than what we've been faced with the last couple of years.
And once the league schedule set, playing conference opponents with the conference games that will count, just opponent once. Are you a fan of that? I know some coaches will say, hey, we don't like facing a team twice in a conference play. Is that something that you kind of agree with?
Well, it is what it is. I mean, again, there are so few teams still. There's only 7 of us now in the west of the Rockies, and that it's really cost prohibitive to try and go out and find 4 or more games and bring teams to the Redwood Bowl. Teams from other parts of the country don't need to travel that distance to get their games. So this is the best possible scenario for us, I think. Is it perfect? No. I think every coach would say they'd love to just play everybody once.